So now that we actually have all that information that we've gathered on what events sort of trigger our daily personal safety anxieties or personal safety stressors, now we can get into the fun part and actually address and possibly eliminate those personal safety stressors. So the first thing we want to do with this information is write out two different columns. You're going to take all the information you've collected from your logs from those text messages and write out two different columns. First column is avoidable personal safety stressors, and the next column is unavoidable personal safety stressors. So what does that mean? An avoidable personal safety stressor, one that is avoidable, to be clear, is something like walking your dog by yourself. For most people, you might be able to invite a friend or family member, housemate, something like that, to join you on a walk with your dog. So you would put that in the avoidable column. It's an avoidable personal safety stressor, meaning we could do something about it and avoid it completely, eliminate it completely. Now, if you're someone where your work schedule might not allow that somebody joins you on a walk with your dog, maybe you do it at 4 a.m., then that would simply go in the unavoidable column. That would be an unavoidable personal safety stressor for you personally, based on your own situation. It means that you can't just eliminate it or change it. It's something that is difficult to remove from your daily schedule, and we'll have to actually address it, which we'll do in a moment. So two columns: avoidable personal safety stressors and unavoidable personal safety stressors. And then we will take the events and rank them by most severe down to least severe. So if if you recall, we talked about numbering, assigning a value to each personal safety stressor from a scale of 1 through 5. And I said that would be important for this part of the process, which is to actually address those personal safety stressors. So we're going to rank them from most severe to least severe. So all your events that are a 5, 4 will go on top, and then all the way down to 3, 2, 1. And then you simply have two columns. It's a very simple system for avoidable and unavoidable personal safety stressors. So as you sort of think about these personal safety stressors and decide which ones can be completely avoided and which ones cannot be avoided, that's where we really get to see some great results throughout our day. So first, starting with all the personal safety stressors that can be avoided, you're going to simply take them and avoid them, eliminate them, change them as you see fit. So since you've put them in the avoidable column, I'm assuming that it's something that you can eliminate from your schedule. It's something that you may not need. So you're going to take all those personal safety stressors and simply avoid them. And you will see the results immediately, of course, in that you will not be experiencing those heightened periods of personal safety anxiety because you've completely avoided those daily events. So it's really good to note these avoidable personal safety stressors and move forward with a plan to avoid them. It's a simple process that will make a gigantic difference in your daily life and hopefully help you eliminate this personal safety anxiety. Now, moving on to the slightly more challenging part, which is the unavoidable personal safety stressors. So, as we've talked about, in your list, you've now divided these personal safety stressors into two columns. So now we want to look at the ones that are unavoidable. So one very typical example of an unavoidable personal safety stressor would be um, walking through a parking garage, especially at work. For a lot of people, there's a very specific designated parking garage they must use for work. There's no other option. They can't park outside on the street somewhere. They must use the designated parking garage for work. So this is something you simply cannot avoid. And for a lot of people, it heightens their personal safety anxiety, especially if they're walking through it late at night, finishing work late, and there's no one else in this parking garage. Um, so that would be an unavoidable personal safety stressor. So in these situations where the personal safety stressor is unavoidable, we're going to have to augment our personal safety. Okay, so it's not enough that we simply avoid this event. We cannot avoid it. We can't take it out of our daily life. So now we have to augment our personal safety. So that will be up to you to think about how you will have to enhance your personal safety in these situations. Some people look at self-defense tools. Some people look at a personal safety app like Red SOS. That could be very helpful in a situation like that. You could simply take out your app when you know you're facing um, a situation that will heighten your personal safety anxiety. So whatever it is, whether it's our personal safety app or someone else's, or you have another sort of personal safety tool you want to employ, um, this is a situation where you will have to augment and enhance your personal safety. Now, I think you'll find that just being aware that this is you're going through a daily occurrence that heightens your personal safety anxiety, that just that awareness, um, I think you'll find already begins to improve how that event feels, and perhaps alleviate some of that anxiety to begin with, because the awareness process alone can be very powerful. So I think you'll find just having that awareness um, really might make you feel a lot better to begin with. But on top of that, augmenting your personal safety in those situations, possibly using a personal safety app in those situations, I think can really go a long way and can almost entirely eliminate that personal safety anxiety. So, just to recap, we've now taken the data we've collected regarding our personal safety anxiety. We have divided it into primarily two columns, two categories: avoidable personal safety stressors, unavoidable personal safety stressors. And we've taken the ones that are unavoidable and we've tried to think about how can we augment um, our personal safety in those situations. How what can we change to to enhance our personal safety and really bring down this personal safety anxiety? So I hope this information was helpful. I hope this simple framework might help you eliminate some of the stress over personal safety. If you ever have questions related to personal safety, you could call us at Red SOS, and we have a 24/7 helpline. You could call 1-877 832 5276, and we'll be happy to help you with anything related to personal safety.